Bueno, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the honeymoon period is over. When this particular government came to power, they told Ghanaians some of the 24-hour economy ever. They are bringing in kitten. Now, we will not just push them aside. They've been able to do some. Economy is a bit stable. The dollar rate is not a bit good, but still on the ground. No, Nyama Bibria, buying a promise, a flagship program. No, they have not been able to achieve them, and one of them is the 24-hour economy. Minuka say, NPP spokesperson and about me, one of a NPP form lead communicators, Okasa and Mabaumia, or the same be Ababe to say 24-hour economy, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, or promises or Bobayeno. Wakache Ghana force any flagship program. Also while launching Yama be brain in 24-hour economy, if the new patriotic party comes to power, you bet Shani say, all round now. Yama went to find Juma and prosecuting for any accountability. No, they will use that same oral to seek accountability of how the 24-hour economy. No, how come it was not implemented? How come some who were the people behind it? Then you did 24-hour economy. People or Ghanaians did not feel it in their pockets. Who and who? A banner size, Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he will also have to come and answer questions. A bra or retirement. Unity in summer a year NPP a year lead communicator in summer or the tuja. Honestly, this is actually shaking the new patriotic party, the National Democratic Congress. By the way, nipo this answer we tuja Dr. Kuya Amwako. Unity a year in summer or the tuja about how NPP for more time plan it. Said they will take on Mahama immediately after the 2028 elections.
Come to
the president says they are ready to implement it.
The 24-hour. Yeah. Do you even believe it yourself? And when he was talking, I mean, it was quite difficult for all of us to have a straight face. I have taken painless time to go through their 24-hour document, their manifesto, everything they said about this, and so I can confidently say that let's not hold our breaths, the people of Ghana. This 750,000 jobs they said they were created by 2026. That's why I was asking. That's why I was hoping that you push on that question. It's not a future projection they made. By their documents, which I am looking at, they said in 2026 they would have provided 750 jobs through the 24-hour economy. So ab initio is a failure.
No, you have not. It has not been.
When they were writing this, did we force them to put the timelines there?
Yeah, but realistically, the document.
No, it's not realistic. I'm not the one. I'm not the one that wrote the document for them.
Yes.
They wrote and said that, okay, you come into government, I think 2025, isn't it? And by 2026, you'd have created 750,000 jobs. By 2028, they estimate to be able to create 1.7 million jobs. In agencies where there's already a 24-hour economy, in the health sector, the nurses that are at home, that you cannot employ. There's already 24-hour economy. The hospital runs the whole time. Employ them and pay them. You are telling them you don't have money. And you are sitting here trying to use flowery language to deceive the people of Ghana when the fact of the matter is you do not even have money. You do not even have money to implement it. How much did they say was required for the 24 hours? Some 4 billion.
Yeah.
You know, even what was estimated in the first budget for the 24-hour economy, not the full amount was not released. Are you aware that they didn't just promise rebates on these things? They promised a time of use tariff, electricity. The bill that was signed yesterday, do you see anything like that? So if I have
it's part of the incentives they'll be giving.
Yeah, I haven't seen that part of it. They promised a time of use tariff, meaning right now, if I have a factory that makes, well, let's say medical grade oxygen, I expect that if I run my plant in the night, I have some rebates, a time of use tariff. No, but instead of that, electricity tariffs in general, if you were operating that factory in 2024, and now this is rebates for shifts, this is on tax, this is not time of use tariff. It's not the same thing. Am I? Can you compare a tax rebate to saying that you provide a time of use tariff for electricity use? No, the electricity tariffs actually have gone up. So what are you doing? Are you
going? Say if you have a factory and you sign up to the 24-hour economy, you get to enjoy that.
This is in their policy. I have not seen that yesterday.
So they say when you sign onto it,
I haven't seen that in the final documents that I have seen. If it's there, he can tell me. So that
the law that was signed yesterday.
No, I've seen rebate. I have not seen time of use tariff, and that is what is important to the person.
But it's captured in the incentives they are giving out in their major document. It's captured there.
Yes, that's the major document I'm looking at. But we still haven't seen that, and you have increased the cost of electricity from the time you made this promise up until now.
Do we really understand the 24-hour economy?
No,
really?
I think it's quite obvious that even the NPP does not understand what you said you were going to do is provide security
and tariffs generally.
No.
We're talking about
you
specific
said you are going to provide security and all of this in Osu and Co. so that the people that are already doing
the law was
24-hour economy can. It's not my fault that the law was
what's the problem? I mean,
it was your flagship policy when the NPP came power and our flagship policy by 2017, by September 2017, PSHS was up and going. We are in 2026. You are still disturbing us with bills and signing this without it affecting anybody in real life or in person. So what are you talking about? You expect us to clap for you for signing documents? Is that what's going on?
But they said there are at least about over 50 companies in waiting
50
that have already expressed
in wait. No, what they
and now
said,
that the bill has been signed,
Peter, what they said was that they expect they are going to run one job, 3 shifts, 3 people, true or false. So we would expect that the simplest thing to do will be, at least from the public sector, true or false. So we expect that SIC, where he's the board member or board chair, if I'm not wrong, that now SIC has 3 shifts where people go in the morning, people go in the afternoon, people go in the evening, isn't it? Is that what is happening? That's what they said. They said that those selling wache in the morning, they are going to create a situation where they will be able to sell their wache 24 hours. Is that happening?
Enough time. Otherwise,
no. You said a lot of things. And you know, the funny thing is, even the policy documents that they came up for with this 24-hour economy, if you want to look at it, it looks very similar to almost all the developments, the policy documents that most presidents have had from Nana Addo's time, from the 2010 to 2016 CPES SDP, Agricultural Modernization Infrastructure, and it's the same thing, almost word for word. So you are basically recycling something. You've put on a lot of slogans to this matter, and you expect us to clap for it.
In terms of,
when we are not seeing any real progress from it.
In terms of the idea and what they intend to achieve with it, do you in any way find it laudable?
No, I don't. See, I can just tell you right here that I don't think the idea, the way they are going about it, is going to yield the results that they were preaching about.
Okay, so that was exactly what a NPP communicator did to Japan. Other news to Parliament, after a convening and down, they are seeking answers as to how Ghana, you're not in border no in Tokwa, terrorists 40 invade Mukunko for Abuja po Eden Simbi Ato Parliament. In Nima Party, it's high time at Ghana, you best summon all the security agencies and we should demand answers.
Security experts such as Dr. Kwesienin, Emmanuel Bombandi, Vladimir Nchidanso have indicated that what happened in Burkina Faso should be a huge wake-up call to the Ghanaian national security apparatus. And Mr. Speaker, we should not belittle this matter. This House should pay particular attention to what has happened in Burkina Faso. This is a major security breach. On a daily basis, our compatriots travel to Burkina Faso, to Togo, to Cote d'Ivoire. Is their daily existence. And therefore, if tomato sellers, marketers, and traders have been murdered, tomorrow it could be students. Tomorrow next, it could be other group of Ghanaians. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, across the divide, we should agree that the demands the minority have made, that we should have a bipartisan inquiry into this matter, should not be belittled. This is a major wake-up call to the national security apparatus of our country. Mr. Speaker, what will the Minister for Defense, the Honorable Dominic Netewol, have done differently if he had the opportunity? Mr. Speaker, I want to indicate to my friend, the Minister for Roads, that what the Defense Minister would have done is exactly what he did when President Akufo-Addo was in office. The Accra Initiative. The Accra Initiative was a major initiative by the Akufo-Addo administration, which brought the countries along the coast, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria, and which co-opted Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. And Mr. Speaker, in all modesty, as Deputy Chief of Staff and Minister for Lands, when I had the privilege to sit in the National Security Council, I saw at first hand the work the Accra Initiative did, which ensured that we had sharing of intelligence, which ensured that we collaborated with our neighbors, which ensured that we had robust mechanisms to prevent, to preempt, to protect, and to respond. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, for 8 years, not even one soul of our compatriots was lost in Burkina Faso. Mr. Speaker, the second thing that Akufo-Addo government would have done, and the minister asked that question, is that, Mr. Speaker, we will not align in the conflict in Burkina Faso. We will continue to be leaders in ECOWAS, and we will continue to support legitimate governments across the West African region. But we will be careful, Mr. Speaker, not to portray our government in a manner which will make our citizens targets. Mr. Speaker, security experts indicated immediately the president of Burkina Faso, General Ibrahim Traore, became a special guest at the inauguration of President Mahama. And I'm not saying it. Security experts indicated, Mr. Speaker, that Ghanaians were going to become targets. And indeed, these traders, Mr. Speaker, let's ask ourselves the fundamental question. These traders are not combatants. These traders do not play any role in the conflict in Burkina Faso. These traders do not pose any threat. So why were they attacked? Mr. Speaker, I think our friends from the other side should agree with us for us to have this bipartisan inquiry, to assemble the facts, and to have the situation unraveled in a bipartisan and objective manner. Mr. Speaker, because I want to indicate that the allegation or suspicion other security experts have posited, that it is because Ghana is seen to be aligning with the government of Burkina Faso, our citizens have become targets. Let us establish that allegation to be true or not. I am not insisting that it's true, but we need to find out the truth. So I conclude by indicating that this is beyond politics. This is beyond NPP and NDC. We've never had this before. This is unprecedented. This is a major wake-up call to the security architecture of our country and to the Parliament of Ghana. And therefore, let us set up this bipartisan committee of inquiry. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.